Chad, you better hold the same fucking energy that I'm going to have for this conversation that we're going to have today. Because if you don't, I'm going to feel super fucking defeated. Because we're in the fucking danger zone, my friend. We got bogeys all around us. Break right!
Highway to the danger zone.
Welcome to Sequilibrium. Haven't done that in a minute. My name is Mike.
Chad.
And Chad watched Top Gun Maverick weeks ago.
Without you.
Without me.
Yeah.
Without you. Sounds like a song that should be in Top Gun.
Everything
the first one
falls apart.
Not the second one. The second one had a fucking terrible soundtrack. I just watched Top Gun yesterday. Top Gun Maverick. I've watched Top Gun several times. And you asked me yesterday what my thoughts on the movie. And before we get into the things that I wrote down as far as notes go, I'm going to tell you my thoughts on the movie. It was okay.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that has to do with, my seeing the 80s movie. Like everything about Top Gun is 80s, right? And then here is a modern version. It's cleaned up images and everything. I couldn't give a two shits about the love story in either of the movies, for that matter. Just to save this one a little bit better.
Dude, I would totally disagree with you.
I
say with the exception of the picture quality itself, this was as close to an 80s movie as you're ever going to get these days.
Yes. Okay. Also, yes, because the jets were real. The shots in the jets were real. Like, I mean, Tom Cruise came out before the movie started, and he gave us an introduction. Like, we made this for you guys. We made it for you. And we did real effects. Like, it's barely CGI. It's fucking incredible.
Oh, yeah.
It's great. Like, I'm not going to... and the 2.5 hour long movie was about an hour and a half worth of enjoyment. There's so many holes that were like, why wasn't this in the fucking movie? Like, I know it's 40 years down the road, right? Why wasn't there a Top Gun 2 in 1993? I have so many fucking notes that I'm just kind of like all over the goddamn place.
I'm shocked. I thought it was phenomenal. I really did. For a sequel that's released 30 years later, the continuity.
The continuity's there.
It's
there.
You know what would have been great though? You said before that I forget the actress's
Kelly
name.
McGinnis.
That was the love interest in the first one.
Charlie. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
okay. Well, they explained to her in the first one where she is. She got the job at the Pentagon. Like her and Maverick were like kind of done already. Like,
yeah, it's
even
true.
though they had this like whole like, oh, Maverick's in love with you. That's my Meg Ryan impression. But when he quit Top Gun after Goose died, and he's drinking the lonely water at the bar, the ice water, almost like insult to injury with Iceman. And I love that fucking part in the bar when he's like, that's Iceman, and he's fucking just drinking ice water.
Yeah.
So fucking dope, dude. But like, yeah, he's like, oh, you got the job. And she's like, yeah, I did. So like, basically they only had like 2 glorious nights together.
But if she would have aged beautifully and she was this bombshell right now, they would have paid to have her back.
No, that's true. But like, Jennifer Connelly was awesome. I'm not gonna dog the whole like fucking Coyote Ugly bar bell shit. You know the rules, bar rules, everybody pays.
That was only the worst part because you felt deep down like if you put yourself in that situation, you'd be like, bitch.
I mean, deep down, I thought about like he's just a naval pilot. He doesn't have that kind of fucking money,
right? Where's he getting that kind of cash?
Then he shows up next day with a wad of cash. I'm like, would you just get back from a toy show?
That was a lot of cash, dude.
Yeah, I know. Like, did you fucking ask Ed Harris for an advance on your paycheck? Yeah. Like, oh, it's my re-signing bonus. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
He was different than me. She was like, oh, no, that's okay. I would have been like, all right, sweet.
I mean, there's a lot. I didn't care about the whole love story because of how long it's been. You don't know. I mean, at the end of the first Top Gun when the principal from Back to the Future, Lou from Masters of the Universe. Love it. I'll get into Mike, something else about the second one here in a second that I love about him. He's like, you got your name, you got your pick, dude. You can go wherever the fuck you want. And he's like, oh, I want to be an instructor. Why the hell didn't we have like a Top Gun, this movie, where he's an instructor at Top Gun? Like they had every opportunity to turn Top Gun into a franchise. And it could have been a rad fucking franchise, dude. It could have been Mission Impossible before Mission Impossible.
I'm not there with you on this one.
You don't think that?
I'm not there with you.
You wouldn't have liked 4
no.
or 5? I mean, we had like how many freaking Iron Eagle movies, but we only had one Top Gun movie?
This is one of those rare occurrences where this one wouldn't be as amazing as it is if not for that time gap.
No, dude, I want that. I mean, if you want me to be emotionally connected to Tom Cruise and whatever Jennifer Connelly's character's name was, you got to give me the fucking backstory and not just like, you were in Iraq, then you were in Afghanistan, then you did this, and then you did that. And then like the whole, like, I love the scene when he's jumping out of her bedroom and Maverick and Amelia, the daughter, like locked eyes. That was pretty funny.
I guess for me, I don't give a shit about fighter jets all that much. So to have a franchise, like if they were to release another one, let's say in a few years, I wouldn't give a shit.
I hope they don't.
I wouldn't. Oh, they won't. But I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care in the least.
I would have been so on board as a kid because as a kid, I love fighter jets. So like there's these toys called Flying Fighters, and they were like all these different airplanes, F-14 Tomcats, F-18s, F-16s, and all that shit. And they had like this joystick, and if you tilted it up, it sounded like it was like, and then you tilted it down, and it was descending. Yeah. Left was for machine guns, right was for missiles, and it made sounds like, or like, and lock in and fire a missile.
That was good.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me hear that again. Nice.
and then like G.I. Joe had F-14 Tomcats. These flying fighters came with fucking the patches that pilots wore, and I had a denim jacket that I had the fucking patches sewed on because I was all aboard, dude. I was all on board. Wow. I was gonna be Maverick. Yeah. And then I grew up and realized how fucked up the military is, and then I said I don't want to be Maverick. Wow. Again, as much as I love these movies, I don't buy into the war propaganda machine. I just love the entertainment value of it. But it totally fucking is. These movies are total, like, get you amped up for war. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I don't think I watched the first one in its entirety until I watched it a few weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we watched it religiously as children.
Really?
Like, my cousin and I loved it so much that we're like, we're going to be Maverick and Goose.
Yeah.
And he grew up to join the military, and I grew up to hate the military. Huh. So it's kind of like, where you and your best friend find your path and diverge.
Here's my question about the first one.
Yeah.
Why are they all sweating profusely the entire fucking time?
Oh, I wrote that in my notes. I wrote that in my notes. It's like, remember when she gets on the fucking elevator and she's like, it looks like you need to take a shower again? It's because he's like, oh, I sweated all the way up from the showers to the elevator.
Yeah.
It's so fucking hot there in San Diego, apparently. But yeah, so at the end, here's why they're sweaty. They're in a fucking cockpit, dude. They're in a dogfight for their life.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like they weren't sweating as much when they were in the air as they were when they were just standing, exchanging dialogue. Well, like fucking the Back to the Future principal was sweating more than they were.
Oh my God, I know. They're like, someone spray Lou down. Spray him down. I don't know if that's his name, but that's what it is in Masters of the Universe.
Yeah. They're not professional wrestlers. What the hell is going on?
At the end of the celebration on the aircraft, and they're like all fucking just getting out, taking their helmets off. They're all fucking sweaty, and here comes Tom Robbins, just dry as toasts. Just fucking. What happened? I was asleep the whole time.
It's like they were trying to differentiate the female from the males because she was the only one that wasn't sweating the entire movie. I mean, seriously, go back and watch it. Yeah. The entire movie.
Yeah, they were all fucking super sweaty. The whole thing about the principal from Back to the Future is like, okay, so John Hamm is basically him, right? Mm-hmm. I cannot take John Hamm seriously anymore.
Really?
After he's done so many great comedies, to me, he's just a great like deadpan comedic actor. Huh. And so I'm seeing him in this role, like trying to bust Maverick's butt, and I'm just not fucking buying it. It's awesome seeing John Hamm in Top Gun. Not a right spot for him. Not a right. I don't even remember what his call sign was, but I'm sure it's something fucking stupid.
And that's all subjective because I would disagree.
Yeah, I mean, again, yeah, it's subjective, but I love Michael Ironside in the first one. Uh-huh. He was so fucking cool. His voice. Yeah. He's dangerous up there, Viper.
Yeah.
You know, he's so fucking cool in that movie. None of the background people in this movie got me the way the first Top Gun did. Huh. Like, I didn't give a shit.
Really? I wanted to see more about Bob. I wanted to see more story.
So like, I wrote down the call signs, and I think the call signs in the first one were a lot fucking cooler than they were in this one, in Top Gun 2. So like, Top Gun Maverick had Phoenix, Coyote, Payback, Hangman, Yale, Harvard. It's like they were trying to get those, like, this is what we call people like in Vietnam. Yeah. Like their names and shit. Bob was the only cool one because he's just like, that's my name. Yeah. Bob. I fucking love how simple that was. Yeah. And then the fucking Top Gun 1, dude. Iceman, Hollywood, Merlin, Sundown, Viper, Slider, Jester, Goose, Maverick. Like, those are so fucking tough names for some reason to me compared to these new groups. Rooster. Yeah. So they asked him what they wanted I think everyone got to choose their own call sign. And he chose Rooster because it's the same family as a goose.
Yeah.
And like, that's pretty cool too. But we got nothing.
Which was his father, by the way.
Yeah, which is his father, which was rad with the whole mustache looking like, I mean, he totally did a great job showing how he honored his dad in the movie. Like I don't know the actor's name, but the choice that he made to go with it like that's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah.
But where the fuck was his story? You know, we know that he's mad at Maverick because Maverick pulled his papers because Meg Ryan's dying of what? You know, I mean, we weren't emotionally connected to her in the first one because she was like there for a minute.
So I don't think we needed to be really.
But we're emotionally connected to Goose.
Yeah.
So I feel like some kind of mention of what she died from, or like some kind of like, you know, flashback moment, like you know, obviously not a pre-shot back in the 80s because they did plenty of that with fucking stills from the other movie. Yeah. But like, Rooster, how do you feel about your dad one time being implicated in the death of or Maverick being implicated in the death of your dad?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yes, there is like, you know, he wasn't found at fault for it. But wouldn't you be fucking pissed at him like a little bit? I mean, I'm sure he grew up with them, but that's what I mean. Where's that fucking story in between? Like, if you're going to have us feel something for these people, let's know a little bit more about them. Yeah. Besides the fact that this is Goose's child that we saw for a minute.
You did the same thing with Texas Chainsaw. You're like, why the fuck haven't we gotten...
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, it's when you do like that long of a frame, I mean, yeah, obviously you're going to have to pull in things from the first one to get you excited about it, like the fucking football beach scene that I totally decided to go to the bathroom for. Because who gives a shit? Because they're not fucking playing Kenny Loggins.
Yeah, and I would have preferred volleyball, to be honest.
Exactly.
After seeing the football. It looked like some pretty pussy football.
Well, I don't know. I went pee. As soon as they showed somebody wearing blue jeans, I said, I'm fucking done.
Hey, speaking of stills from the first, I thought the opening was cool.
The opening straight up is great.
Oh. Just
the dudes on the fucking USS flag waving on the ships, getting all stoked and fucking dancing and like, and Danger Zone is playing.
Oh, it's perfect. You know, many could have thought, well, that's stupid. That was in the first film. Why bring it over? They did. It was such a great choice to open up with that.
I can't do an impression of the music, but the score, like the boom, like the you know the song.
Oh yeah,
everybody knows it. Yeah. You hear it in your head, but yes, okay. Kenny Loggins is aeronautical slang at this point. Like, Kenny Loggins is imprinted into the side of the T in Top Gun. Why only have Danger Zone once? Because they played it twice in the first movie and playing with the boys when they were on the beach playing volleyball. You're taking your son to this movie, right? So I don't think he gives a shit about Lady Gaga playing behind beach football music, because Lady Gaga did the music for the movie. I saw that in the credits and I was like, oh man. I mean, it's just not for the right movie. It's just not for that movie. Yeah. You know, the audience that's going to see it that I saw, that I was in the theater with, were fucking gray-haired old people. Sure. You know, they legitimately bought senior tickets while I had to sneak into the crowd. Yeah, I bought a senior ticket and I just like hunkered down with them.
What about Val Kilmer's performance in this?
Oh, that was really cool. I feel like that was more of paying, like, you know, giving him respect.
For sure.
You know, it wasn't important, but it was like a nice respect part.
I feel like it was important to bring him back in the way that they did it, kind of, you know, playing off his own life, I thought was great. And then when he did speak, it was more impactful. Mm-hmm. And then just that comedic moment of Tom being like, this is a nice moment. Let's not ruin this.
Who's the best pilot, me or you? Yeah, totally.
Who's the best pilot?
Yeah.
Me or you?
I love the part where it's like, it's time to let it go, because it's like, yeah, Maverick, it's been 40 fucking years. Yeah. Goose is dead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Goose is dead. Oh. Let's see. I talked about John Hamm. Talked about beach volleyball. Talked about drenched everybody instead of
we're all over
Tim
it,
Robbins.
Man. You're on me about notes. We got this.
What was some more of the fun shit that came to me? Why the fuck didn't Rooster go, hey, Maverick, could I have my dad's dog tags? Oh, they're in the bottom of the Indian Ocean. Yeah. You know, when they're on the aircraft carrier and Rooster's looking out the window, I'm sure he's thinking, I wonder if my dad's dog tags are there. Yeah, the whole, like, the ending, too, when he's on the fucking aircraft carrier and Hondo's like, you know, it's been great knowing you. You're super rad. Hondo was fucking dope, too. They just reused kind of some of those shots. At the end of the first Top Gun, he's standing on the elevator with his airplane and he's caressing all the bombs and, like, you know, they just kind of like reused some of the same old stuff to get you going. And it totally got me going, man. Yeah. I was like, this is awesome. Seeing this shit again, this is awesome. Yeah. The fucking part where Maverick, they're like, John Hamm's like, I'm taking over now and we're increasing the time and all this shit.
Yeah, great stuff.
And then he's all like, Phil, let me show you how you motherfuckers do this shit. That's fucking dope.
Great storytelling.
What do you mean, me or the movie? He just went in on the wave.
Both, Mike. Both, Mike. Your storytelling is near as good as Top Gun Maverick.
I had a thought too while I was watching it, and that's Tom Cruise is almost like, you know, how we feel about Johnny Depp, how after Pirates of the Caribbean he just kind of like stuck with that character, and this is who Johnny Depp is Jack Sparrow now, playing Sweeney Todd or playing Willy Wonka. Yeah. I think now Tom Cruise he does the same exact thing, but he's Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible. He took his biggest franchise and it's like, I'm going to use that character in every new movie I do. You know, like when would you say that we lost Collateral Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Or even Days of Thunder Tom Cruise. That movie was fucking sick.
And you haven't seen his performance in Magnolia.
Never seen
Which
Magnolia.
is
That's the one where he's like a
crazy.
magician, right?
No, he's not a magician. He's a
Or the son of a magician?
no, he's a speaker about taming the cunt.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it is
Oh, wait.
a different kind of performance.
Yeah.
from Tom
I've
Cruise.
heard a sample of from that movie in a song.
And also, I disagree with you
or
again.
in a song.
I disagree with you again.
You don't think he's a parody of Ethan Hunt?
Well, not for this movie.
When he's running through the fucking snow going after Rooster that was totally an Ethan Hunt moment. Hiding behind a fucking tree trunk
He's
against an
just
attack
kept
helicopter.
himself in great physical condition. Here,
He thinks
this-
he's fucking invincible.
Let me finish.
Okay.
So you say he's kind of become that character that
Yeah,
he
he's-
was in Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
I think he did the best job he could have done at channeling that Maverick character from the first film through mannerisms and just his speech and everything.
Yeah.
You're fucking crazy, Mike.
I mean, maybe that's true because we're not looking at fucking 25-year-old Pete Mitchell anymore.
Yeah.
We're looking at, well, however old he was in the first one. We're looking at like a 50-year-old version of Pete Mitchell where he has that flair of humor and like, don't give me that look. And he's like, it's the only one I got. Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
2 times they mentioned don't give me that look.
Yeah.
Did you notice?
Yeah. Which two?
To Hondo and Jennifer Connelly. Jennifer Connelly's like, don't give me that look. And he's like, I'm not giving you any look. But he's like much smoother with Hondo with like the, I only have one.
Yeah.
Or like when he was talking to Ed Harris and he's like, you're a dying breed, Maverick. And he's like, maybe, but not yet.
Yeah.
You know, that was like an aged Maverick.
Very cool.
Okay.
Very
But
cool.
the running, he's ever since Mission Impossible, that's all he fucking does.
You're so
is
critical.
Run. And that part was really rad too. When fucking Rooster stands up and you think he's gonna give him a fucking hug, and then he fucking shoves him on the ground.
Yeah,
He's like,
that was great.
He's like, I was saving your life, and he's like, I saved yours. That's the point.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to let me die.
You told me not to think. And then there's just silence.
I hated that the end of the movie is where you got the relationship between the two, where like they resolve things not an hour in, but 2 hours.
I fucking
and 10
love
minutes.
that, man.
No,
I
dude.
love it. God
'Cause
damn it.
Goose
God damn
was
it. Give me your rating, you son of a bitch.
6.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
I'm going to slap the shit
I'm
out
giving
of you.
it a 6.
A 6?
I'm giving it a 6.
I'm going 8.5, my friend.
I mean,
Maybe a 9. I'm pushing a 9.
Wow. Do you know what Rotten Tomatoes is on the first Top Gun movie?
77%.
58%.
58?
It is rotten, certified.
Well, this is
rotten.
way better than the first movie.
I mean, if it weren't for like the new fancy planes doing fucking aerial 360s just to like
amazing.
matrix away from a missile.
That one jet going through the other two at the beginning or whatever it was
Oh,
after
dude.
he joined the...
Dude,
Ah.
all the fighter jet scenes in the movie were fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Were so fucking cool. The way, good morning, blasted right fucking through him. Aren't they going to get caught in his jet wash? Right. Just like he got caught in fucking Iceman's jet wash?
Yeah. He knows what he's doing.
I mean, at this point, yeah, he killed his best friend. No, he didn't. But what I'm saying about him and Rooster is that Goose was his best friend. Granted, you're not going to treat Rooster in the same fashion.
My daughter's leaving. Say hi.
Hi.
You have anything else to say?
No.
Top Gun
You need to go
rules.
see Top Gun Maverick.
Okay.
We should go.
I don't know
Love
if
you.
it's just about.
When are you going to be home?
I don't know. I think I get off at 9:30 or 9.
9:30 or 9. Most people would say 9 or 9:30. You're different like that. I love you.
I'm going up to Denver.
Bye. Drive safe.
But he and Goose were best friends. He's not going to treat his son in the same fashion, but why don't they have that friendship relationship? I mean, he's overprotecting him. It's like he said to Jennifer Connelly, like he was basically being his overprotective, being his dad by like pulling his application.
Yeah.
Which that's good reason to be pissed off if your whole fucking objective is to be a fighter pilot, a career fighter pilot like your dad was. He should have let him. I lost the momentum.
Top 5 best theater experiences of my life.
I'm glad I saw it in XD because you're right. You know, the sound was fucking intense. Like all the fucking jets flying by you. Yeah, I mean, I do want. That's why I watched Top Gun again, was for all those like aerial fighting scenes. They were so cool. Did you know Tom Cruise owns his own fighter jet?
Oh yeah,
Like
I could have guessed,
right? Like, I mean, old Mike would be like, "What a pompous asshole." To be like, well, I own a fucking jet. But, I mean, it's pretty fucking dope that he owns his own jet. And he knows how to fly it. Because he was doing a lot of those stunts.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure how much. I'm not going to say it was fucking Tom Cruise flying through that canyon, hiding from those sands.
I'm guessing not, but holy shit.
Right?
He's the best actor of all time.
Wasn't too stoked on the ending, as I wasn't too stoked on the other ending. Him flying off with Jennifer Connelly in the plane that he was working on. I don't know.
Oh, you big baby.
There was just so much going on that was so fucking intense and awesome. I mean, okay, here's the other thing. They just started a fucking war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just started a fucking war. And they're just like, we're going to sail away in the sunset.
But it was for the greater good.
I mean, who's greater good? Who are we to say that they were going to do something bad with that plutonium?
That's true.
They're just trying to travel through time.
What would you rather the story have been?
Oh, starting a war, obviously, because that's what the objective of the movie is. But like, okay, so the other thing about it too is they're like, you have a 3-meter wide shot, right? They're just fucking flexing on Star Wars and the Death Star because that was 6 meters. So it made me think of that. There's something about Mary's scene when Harlan Williams is 7-minute abs. So they're just fucking trying to like, okay, they do 6. We're going to do 3. Right. And then fucking Rooster Luke Skywalker's it. Because dude's fucking laser wasn't working, and he's like, I'm taking the shot.
Yeah.
And then he fucking gets it in there.
Yeah.
Dude. They should have fucking missed it. And then they should have taken out all those 5th generation fucking planes. Like, oh, we can't do it, but we can.
Oh, dude, that was fucking incredible, too. What a great part when they find that.
The F-14?
Yeah. At the end.
I love that part when they're walking, and Rooster's like, there's a guy. There's a guy, and he's like, we better start running. Yeah, when they find
him having to eject just like his father.
But it didn't work. Yeah. And I mean, what if, I mean, he could have died too.
Yeah.
Again. Lose another Bradshaw. Yeah, that part was cool that they used the F-14 to fucking like take all those things down. Then Hangman comes and saves them.
One thing I just remembered, which was another funny moment, is when he dropped from her bedroom window and her daughter standing right there.
Yeah, we said that.
Oh,
when they locked eyes.
Oh yeah.
What else was your favorite part, Chad? I don't know.
You remember at the beginning when they played the same thing they did, like Highway to the Danger Zone?
Oh man, the fucking Danger Zone is amping up as the fucking planes just start shooting. Oh my god, so fucking rad. Yeah. I mean, I give it a 6, but it doesn't mean I hated it. I had fun. I was worried that Rooster was dead.
You just had as much fun as Weekend at Bernie's 2.
I mean, I had more fun than Weekend at Bernie's 2, for sure. But, like, the first Top Gun is by far way superior to this one.
Fuck
Way superior. Way superior.
Fuck off.
It could be nostalgia.
That's your nostalgia.
Could be nostalgia. I might need to watch it again. I don't, I'll watch it again when it's on, like, HBO.
Yeah.
But, like...
You just like the tonguing action between Cruise and the love interest in the first one.
Even as a kid, I disliked her.
Did you?
So much.
Really?
So when they're at the bar and Meg Ryan is fucking hitting on her husband, and it's really awesome. Take me, Goose, a big stud. Take me to bed or lose me forever. You know, she's into it.
Yeah.
She's having a fucking blast, and she means it. And then Maverick and fucking Charlie are doing their little dock ride, and then she says it to him. I'd be like, get out of here, you unoriginal bastard. They fucking recycle Meg Ryan's line on me. Take me to bed or lose me forever. I mean, yeah, there's so many fucking. I as a kid, I just thought she was so fucking I just could not stand her. And like the show she puts on of like, that's a dumb move, Pete Mitchell, Maverick. Why would you do that? And then his ego gets in the way. This motherfucker's ego is in every scene because Maverick is literally in every scene of this movie. There's not a moment where Tom Skerritt and Viper or Jester are talking like there is in the first one, or like, you know, a scene outside of Maverick. This whole movie was Maverick. Yeah. Fucking big head guy. But yeah, his ego fucking takes off and he just like blasts away. She's trying to talk to him and he's like, what?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. What a little bitch he is. Lieutenants. I do like the constant reference to the fact that he's only a captain.
Yeah.
You know, he just turns down every single promotion because he's just like, I like what I do. What's the harm in that? That's like working where we work, where it's like if you don't move up, they'll find a way to get rid of you.
Yeah.
I'm comparing my life to the dramatic life of Pete Maverick Mitchell.
You can tell why Tom Cruise became such a heartthrob in that first movie because even I was like,
totally,
God damn,
totally
stud.
I mean,
muffin right here.
All the sweat. I wonder if that's like what, like they were fucking sweating in that bar.
Yeah,
in the first one,
every scene they were sweating.
It's not attractive.
Yeah,
but they're like, let's get a little shine over here. Too much. We'll just shoot it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I got to say about that.
IMDb. I say we read a 1 and a 10.
I do like that he's a test pilot. That whole beginning part was really rad.
Yeah.
Ed Harris, though, for such a small role, that should have been John Hamm. Ed Harris should have been John Hamm.
Yeah. Well, Ed Harris, he kind of does that, and he plays that part well, especially like A History of Violence.
You know what movie I really want to see with Ed Harris that I haven't seen in forever?
What's that?
Needful Things.
Sounds familiar.
That Stephen King one where the devil moves to the town and he gives everyone their most desired possessions and then like for their soul. It's fucking dope, dude.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I'll check it out.
It makes them do fucked up things.
Title reminds me of Very Bad Things. I think you and
we've always
about that movie.
We've talked about that numerous times. All right, what's the IMDb rating, do you think?
8.
8.6. All right, so we're gonna do a whole bunch of ones because they're really unthought out reviews. There's only 15 of them too. I'm not gonna do all 15. You just tell me when to stop because they're really short. You ready?
Let's do it.
First one's called Danger Zone. Danger Zone! I do not understand the raves. This is a tired paint-by-numbers rehash of the original. The movie has no texture, no soul. The writing is terrible, and so is the directing. The actors are phoning it in. A cash grab if I ever saw one. I mean, if it was a cash grab, they would have released it during the pandemic at home because they would want to get as much money out of it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I can understand waiting until you can put it in the theater and people aren't wearing masks and they're more comfortable to go out. But at the same time, what did you want from this other than a rehash of the first 30 years later?
That's what every single movie is today.
Yeah.
Is just rehashing old stuff that we remember to pull out our heartstrings.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not going to say I'm upset with the $13 plus the $13 more I spent at the concession. It was a fucking great time.
Yeah.
Same movie, different characters.
Yep.
Same storyline, different characters. It's all predictable. I think there isn't much creativity here, but the film rather relies on the theatrics and special effects of the real-life U.S. Navy pilots. who did an awesome job in saving the movie. If you've seen the original, you've seen the sequel. I mean,
No.
yeah. I don't think that just by seeing the first one, you're like, you've already seen the second one.
Just because the scenes were laid out in almost the exact same way with some of the same plot points, it's completely different.
I'm not done yet. This one ends pretty. This is going to upset you.
Oh.
I believe much of the high ratings are a result of the bandwagon effect, as well as the excellent marketing of the studios that made the movie.
They really didn't, though.
You're
I
right.
didn't see much marketing for this movie.
I mean, they released toys in anticipation of the movie coming out, even with like a Maverick figure. But that was like 3 years ago.
The most marketing I've ever seen for any movie was, and I think I've told you this before, can you guess?
Justice League?
No.
What?
Batman Forever.
Oh, was it? I mean, yeah, I guess
It was fucking everywhere. You saw those
everywhere.
question marks,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they were really driving that shit.
All right, well, this one ends with sequels should never be made. Oh! If sequels were never made, we'd be out of a job!
Ah!
All right, one more, and then we'll move on to the 10s. Oh, that one's long. I'm not going to read that one. Seriously? Question mark. Poor acting, cringy one-liners. I was bored throughout. I had high hopes for this one, but unfortunately it failed to impress. Didn't even come close. Original was so much better. Claire,
Again, what did these people want? A chick flick?
I mean, this was written by someone named Claire_is, so I don't know what that person would be wanting out of it. But, like, here's the thing, though. What are you griping about? Did you not get stoked on seeing that shit? Whether it was the same shot done with new fucking planes and we get to hear it and feel it in the theater because it's loud. I mean, why is that a bad thing?
It's
I mean,
not.
like, as much as I'm saying they redid this and they redid that, it's still fucking dope that it's not that shitty movie Stealth with Jamie Foxx and Jessica Biel. I mean, that's the last fighter jet movie I fucking can remember.
Would never watch that.
Never. But, like, at the same time, it's rad that they bring in the premises that human pilots are unnecessary.
Yeah.
But the fact that they found a mission for them to still be necessary
Right.
is pretty fucking original.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I didn't hate the movie. There were so many things about it that I just wish were different. I wanted more of a Rooster Maverick relationship and not this fucking, we're already entered into this dysfunctional thing.
It would take you a while to get over the fact that he was there when your father died. And
I mean, how
flying.
old is he at this point? Clearly, Maverick's been a part of his life to the point where his mom's dying wish was not letting him go into the Navy. So I mean, he was there. He was present in their life.
How so? Explain that again. Because
You wouldn't think
they make it seem as though they've never really been in contact with each other.
You wouldn't think. No, I'm thinking like 5 years after Top Gun, 10 years after Top Gun,
Okay.
not 40 years later. You wouldn't think that Maverick's best friend, his brother, Goose, he was going to be like, well, it was nice knowing you. I'll send you a Christmas card from wherever I end up. No, he was involved in their life. He loved them. So we get this whole fucking life. We miss out on this whole fucking life and this story between Goose and Maverick's son, or Goose's son with Maverick. We miss out on all that, and we're just supposed to believe that they have this hate for each other.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it was really cool. Like, let's take it out on the sky.
Yeah.
That was fucking rad when they were like in that down spiral.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Like everything that he did to him was really fucking cool. But like again, it's just something that I feel like I'm missing is that story between them, because like I could have done with like maybe 40% airplane scenes and more story with Rooster. Like Rooster and Phoenix, did they have a relationship? Because it totally fucking seemed like it.
Yeah.
Like he was so worried about her being put on that mission because everyone knew it was possible someone wasn't coming back. Where the fuck was that story?
Yeah.
You know? All right, 10s.
Yeah, look at us burning ourselves out. We're going to need to stop for fuel here in a second.
Oh, my God. Speaking of fuel, did you ever play the Top Gun game on the Nintendo?
No.
So, like, the first mission is easy and it's fun. But when you're landing, it's like up, up, down, down, left, left. And you think they're yelling at you. So you're like, oh, no. And you're smashing up. And then it's telling you to go down. And you're like, oh, fuck, down, down, down. And then you crash. Those are instructions. You're supposed to hit up twice, down twice, left twice.
Yeah.
Like it's giving you directions on how to go, but it doesn't tell you that in the fucking instructions.
Right.
And then in the second one, in the second mission, you have to refuel. And it's the same thing. Up, up, down, down. And you're just like, fuck! No, I've never made it past mission 2. Never. Because you die in the first one by not landing, so you only have 1 life left, and then you're fucked.
Super Nintendo?
OG Nintendo.
Oh.
Yeah. They made 2, I think. Yeah, they did make 2. All right, 10s. A lot of people fucking love this. There's a lot of 10s. 1,124. People don't know what...
It's no surprise, motherfucker.
People don't know what 10 truly means. Let me just say... From Love Fallout Kinda Gamer. They love Fallout Kinda. Why would you make that your username if you kinda love a game? I was reluctantly dragged into the theater thinking that they didn't need to make a Top Gun 2 and that the first one was where that story needed to end. I could write a couple paragraphs to summarize my feelings after walking out of the theater, but I'm going to leave it with just one sentence. I was wrong. I mean, who's going in thinking this movie's going to suck?
I certainly didn't think it was going to suck, and my expectations were so high that that's almost another reason why I like it as much as I do. It's like, it's amazing to me that it even met my expectations, let alone exceeded them.
A perfect gift to all Top Gun fans. I think an F-14 would be a perfect gift to a Top Gun fan. There are so many references to the original that I was brought to childhood when I had first seen it. The best cinematic experience of my life and a perfect gift to all Top Gun fans.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, there was a father and son sitting next to me, like a little son, like a little kid, maybe like 6 years old. And the dad's like, "That's Iceman."
That's awesome.
Yeah. Because you know they watched it before they came to the movie or like a
Yeah.
couple days before. Flying High. This will be the last one I read. Top Gun made Tom Cruise a star, and now 36 years later, he jumps back into in role of Pete Mitchell, a.k.a. Maverick, also like he never left. Maverick never seems let his age slow him down and still is cocky as ever and is ordered to train a bunch of young pilots for a deadly mission, but sees a little bit of himself in them and must get them working together as a team. Tom Cruise is great as Maverick, who is coming to terms with the past. Miles Teller and Glenn Powell are also great. I think Miles Teller is Rooster.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Are also, and not to mention Jennifer Connelly, but the flying scenes are what makes this movie. You feel like you're flying with them. Feels as real as ever. A terrific sequel, 36 years worth the wait.
I don't know if I like it as much as that guy, but like I said, 8.5.
10 years is the most it should have taken for a fucking sequel for this movie.
You've had so many good movies over the years. You can wait. Stop being such an impatient bastard.
I mean, what took them so long? I mean, the fucking 80s were all about sequels, which is why we've done so many of them from the 80s.
When you're just sitting around watching another Ally McBeal episode, what does it matter that they're taking 36 years?
What? You know, when you're watching Ally McBeal and you're thinking about Top Gun and you're wondering why it took so long, it's because they're wasting money on shit like Ally McBeal. No, I've been fucking thinking so hard about Total Recall. My buddy Ray and I were like, we just keep saying this line, "You blabbed, Quaid! You blabbed about Mars!" So like the whole time I'm like getting amped up to go to Maverick, all I can think about is Total Recall. Which, did they ever do a Total Recall sequel? Like, I know they did a TV show.
I don't think so.
But I don't think they ever did a sequel. I mean, really, what more is there to do for Total Recall?
Right.
Like, he saved Mars.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the whole objective. Now it's not like Total Recall on Saturn or Total Recall on Uranus. Total Recall on Uranus.
Sounds like a procedure.
Yeah, totally. What do you got going on today? Oh, I got to see my doctor about a total recall on my anus.
Got a notification in the mail.
Yeah,
said it's no good if you're born in 1982.
Makes me wish I had 3. Oh, Chad.
Oh, shit, Mike.
That was a good one. I'm really glad we did a new movie that just came out, especially one that's been 36 years in the making, because I've been fucking waiting for this ever since I was a kid.
It's relevant, and we've burned through every other fucking episode because it's been so long since we recorded.
I know. Now we got.
Do you want to apologize to
I'm
the
really
audience?
sorry, everyone. I've been super busy. I was really involved with this toy show that I did. Then after that, I had work shit that I had to go do in Cheyenne because we're in Colorado. I'm not just going to Wyoming for the fuck of it. So it's my fault why we haven't really been able to record.
You only go to Wyoming when they have that country jam, and you can catch Tim McGraw or someone.
What the fuck is that
Someone
called?
awesome.
Cheyenne Frontier Days.
Yeah, there you go.
I was going to call it Cheyenne Stampede, but that's the other fucking redneck town.
Greeley Stampede.
That's 30 miles away south or east. All right, so what we're going to do, you know what? If we did Top Gun, let's do Hot Shots. Let's finally do fucking Hot
right.
Shots.
I'm down with that.
All right, everybody.
Hot Shots Part 2.
I hope you enjoyed your time in the Danger Zone as much as we enjoyed playing with the boys.